Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Why is my frame rate suddenly so low on the mission screen? Anyway, last time we learned how to use our force powers and got to the Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. And now we are going to head out to investigate some mercenary activity on Tatooine. I do believe that this is read out later, but I don't remember exactly if that happens. I'm not going to read it out myself. If you're interested in what's going on, pause it and read it.
This one sounds like it could be nasty, so I'll be going with you. You'll find some of the galaxy's worst lowlifes on Tatooine.
Thank you. Here we have our force powers. In the middle you'll have your core force powers. These are the ones that we demonstrated during the training segment in the last video. These are updated, upgraded, what am I talking about? With one level every time you finish a series of missions. How you have 5, then you have a story mission, then you have 5 missions, then a story. Every time you finish one of those story missions, you'll get one level in each of these. And on the left, you have your 4 light side force powers, and on the right, you have your dark side force powers. Your light side force powers are generally more defensive. You can see here you have absorption, which absorbs force attacks, healing, which is self-explanatory, mind trick, which is, you know what mind trick is, you know what Star Wars mind tricks are. These aren't the droids you're looking for. And you have force protection, which gives you more physical protection against lightsabers, blasters, explosives. And over here you have your more offensive, your dark side powers. You have your force drain, which is kind of like a combination of force lightning and force healing. It immobilizes you, but it heals by hitting other people. It can't heal you if you're alone. You need an enemy to use it on, but if there are multiple enemies, it heals much faster than force heal. And if you hit them enough, they'll eventually just fall over and die. Force grip, Darth Vader's personal favorite, lets you pick people up. Early levels of force grip don't really do anything, they just hold the person in place, but later levels let you pick them up and throw them around, and you can do damage by hitting them into buildings and stuff. It's fun. Force lightning, you know what force lightning is, and force rage drains your health and force to give you more speed and attack power. And when you're under the influence of rage, you actually can't die. Your health will drain down to 1 point, but you cannot actually die. If you're focusing more on hurting people with the Force, you would obviously go with the dark side, whereas lightsaber combat is more aided by the light side. Lightsaber, light side, I don't know if that was intentional, but that's what it is. The first levels of most of these are pretty much useless, so I won't be using many of them. I will be showing off level 3 of every force power, but for this playthrough, I'm going to focus on the offensive force powers, the more dark side attack ones, because they kind of give you more options when you're fighting, and I like having flexibility. Here you have your weapon screen, you have your blaster rifle, that's your normal stormtrooper, Wookiee bowcaster from Chewbacca stuff, the disruptor rifle, which is kind of like a charged up sniper rifle, and your electromagnetic pulse gun. This is really a thing of personal choice. I like to go with the blaster and the disruptor rifle for now. You will unlock more. As you can see, there's space over here. You will unlock more weapons as you find them, but they're not open for you in the beginning. The one thing you really don't ever really want to take is the DEMP 2 gun, the Destructive Electromagnetic Pulse. It's more effective against droids, but droids are also really hurt by explosives, and you're going to find plenty of them by the time you get to anywhere where droids are really a threat. And over here you'll find your thermal detonator, your detonation pack, and your trip mines. I'll take thermal detonator because I don't tend to use any of them very often, but they can be useful in certain situations.
Well, I'll be the Millennium Falcon. Han, Chewie, anybody here? I guess they're out. Luke's info was good. These are definitely freelance cargo ships. I've got a bad feeling about this. Listen, stay here and guard the entrance to the docking bay. If anyone tries to enter or leave, detain them. I'll head over to the Crate Cantina and ask around. I know some people there.
Jedi? Me? No, not yet. I'm one of Kyle Katarn's students. He's talking to some locals. We're investigating a cult that's been cropping up everywhere. You must be Chewbacca. Why are you here? Leia Organa? Wow. Must be important business.
Yes, we are eliminating the mercenary threat here. You can... Well, not can. You are actually traveling with Chewbacca for this mission. I think this is the only time where in a mission you run into anyone from the movies. Why is this so loud? I can't even hear myself talk. I think this is the only time you'll really run into anyone from the movies, so don't think this is going to be a herder. You're running around seeing everyone from the movies.
There won't be such easy targets inside.
Oh god, I have to turn this down. This is really loud. Anyway. Actually, that kind of worries me, so... Quick cut while I make sure all of my audio levels are right. There we go. Turns out my effects volume was turned up a little bit higher than I would like it. But yeah, like I was saying, don't think that this is going to be just herder, we're going to see all the people from the movies, and just kind of a cheap cash-in like that. Because you will very rarely, other than Luke, who you'll see in cutscenes, you'll very rarely run into anyone from the actual movies. You'll probably see Kyle and Rosh more often than any other named characters. But even then, you're spending a lot of your time really on your own, learning how to use your force powers, your lightsaber. And speaking of, Chewbacca, shut up! These are ammo rechargers. As you can see, you can switch to first person or third person to use your weapons. This is an Imperial Heavy Repeater. We didn't get to choose one of these before. This was the really fast shooty gun. Now every gun has an alternate fire, I think you should call it.
Or are the Rhodians kind of creepy?
Shut up! This one shoots a big blast. Middle click to go back to your lightsaber at any time. And yeah, just gonna cut up some dudes. This mission's fairly straightforward.
We need more cover. Let's
Kind
get
of.
back to our ship.
Why do these people keep interrupting me? I don't care if you're Jennifer Hale. I'm the one talking. And yeah, this is a very simple, straightforward mission. You're not really doing a lot of heavy combat. It's just guys with a blaster, guys with different kinds of the basic weapons. Just to get you introduced, I suppose, to the basic mechanics of the game, the way your character handles... I just heard a door open. Probably up there. Oh, hello. Yes, in case you couldn't tell, the weapon he is using is the Imperial Blaster. Come here. Die! I don't think I've done it to anyone yet, but occasionally when you attack people, when they die, their arms and occasionally their legs will actually come off. I'm not actually sure if that happens to guys who don't use lightsabers, and you don't get as many of them in the early game, but later on, pretty much everyone you fight will have a lightsaber. Oh no.
We can't get to the ships.
Things are
the whole
on.
place is locked down.
I'll open that there door over there. Thank you very much for unlocking a door to the place where we can escape to. I appreciate it so much that I will stab you in the groin with a giant laser stick.
Hey.
Let's head in here. Now, one thing you will be able to tell right away from this game, especially if I do my audio editing correctly, is... Oh, poor R2 droid, he's dead. Well, I suppose he's more of an astromech droid than an actual R2 droid. But I'm getting distracted, is the audio of this game is really good. All of the sound effects are spot on, directly from the movies, the original trilogy, not the prequels. There are some sounds, like certain lightsaber sounds, that were developed specifically for the prequels and stuff like that. But other than that, there's a lot of really nice... Die! Stupid droid. Lightsaber sounds are all right spot on. You have the DL-44, which is what Luke used. That sounds right on. It's got a charge shot. That door opens. Like, even the door opening sounds are right. They also got a lot of the music and musical cues correct. One aspect of Star Wars that I find... Oh, shut up! I'm gonna leave Chewbacca there to fight all those guys alone. Well, aren't you a good Jedi?
Who is it?
One aspect of Star Wars that I feel goes underappreciated is the strength of the music and the musical cues. Every area and every character has its own musical cues, which allow them to be very easily and immediately recognizable. And this game really translates that very well with a lot of the signature music from the original series. You saw there that was a down attack. You can do that with any lightsaber, and it will instantly kill any enemy that's on the ground. Most Sith will roll... Oh, that is a detonator. Thank you for not throwing detonators at me. I think you can force push these back at him. Yes. Scare him away. Allowing you to head up on the stairs and get out of here. Dead. Yeah, I'm a Jedi. I'm mass murdering, but yeah, I'm a Jedi. Servant of the light and guardian of the Republic. Stop it. Get on the ground. And you're dead. And I stabbed you in the face! How are you not dead? Now you're dead. Get out of here, protocol droid. Cut your legs off. The button in here? I don't think there's a button in here that we need to press, but just making sure. Health pack. Nope, nothing in here. We can head down this way. There's a guy over there with a sniper rifle. You can, at higher levels, you will actually get force attuned to the point where you can actually dodge those, like, lightning fast lightsaber blasts. Lightsaber blasts? Lightsaber guns? I don't know. Actually, lightsaber gun sounds really cool. I would use one of them. Anyway, up this here elevator into the control room. This is where we need to be. Shut down that tractor beam.
That's it for the Falcon. Now for the Raven's Claw.
And head over here.
Are you one of us?
And we find our first Sith enemy in this game.
An intruder.
Well, not in this game. We found a really easy one in the tutorial, but this guy's actually a bit of a threat. Now, okay, you can die in 2 hits. I keep trying to explain how the lightsaber combat works. You have WASD to move, and depending on which direction you're pressing on the movement, it changes how you swing your lightsaber. If you're pressing A or D to strafe, you will swing laterally, horizontally. Pressing forward and back, you will swing vertically, or in any diagonal direction to swing diagonally, upwards, or you can do a kind of like a baseball bat swing, I guess. Swing around like that. And also occasionally the movement of your mouse. Not always, but it can change the direction where you're moving. Not much really matters aside from the lateral or vertical swings, especially when you get into more advanced forms of the lightsaber combat. But sometimes things like spins and fancy slashes and front flips and back flips give it a bit of flair, give it something to look at.
Down, Chewbacca. I'm on my way.
Now time to head back downstairs and meet up with Chewbacca to get us off of this blasted place. But first, I'm going to look for a health pack because I'm actually running a little bit low on health at the moment. Oh, Chewbacca, open the door! Open the door! Thank you. Yes, characters will try to avoid your lightsaber because they know that it's a horrible beam of hurt and death. I like to write things on the walls sometimes with a little line. Very entertaining. Head on back outside. Now, because we're only at level 1 with our force or lightsaber defense, we're actually not very good at deflecting lightsaber beams. I keep saying that, God. Laser beams. But every time you level up your core abilities, you'll actually slowly get better at deflecting those beams until eventually you can actually... There's nothing up here. Why is there nothing up here? That seems dumb. You can eventually... Is my mic on? Thank God. You can eventually, for the 3rd time, not only deflect lightsaber... I swear to God, I'm terrible. You can not only deflect blaster bolts, like you saw I did there, but you'll be able to not only effectively block every bolt that comes your way, but also send them back at the one who fired it. It usually won't instantly kill them when they get shot, but it leads to cutscenes.
Oh, did I miss something? Good to see you too, Chewie. Guess these mercs didn't want us here. Oh, that's high praise coming from a Wookiee.
Thanks, I think.
These mercs aren't cheap. Someone in this cult must have a lot of credits. Or worse, it's backed by the Remnant. Listen, we gotta get back to Luke and tell him what's going on. Can you tell Leia about the cult?
If he hadn't shown up when he did, I'd have been in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, the way Chewie tells it, you held your own. Nice work.
Kyle told me about what happened in Mos Eisley. It's a good thing Chewie was there, but you did well regardless. It looks like this cult and the Imperials may be working together more closely than we thought.
Yes, that was the...
We've been looking into the shuttle crash, and it doesn't look like laser damage or a mechanical failure was responsible. It's almost as if something just tore apart the engines.
It's almost as if there was some sort of force. Yes, that was the Tatooine mission, and... well, one of 2 Tatooine missions, actually. So, I'll see everyone tomorrow for the droid recovery on Tatooine, where we will be getting a droid back from those dirty little sand people. No, not Arabs, you racist. Arabs are very nice people. I'm talking about the actual sand people and the Jawas and the sand crawlers and the sand dunes, and you are a very bad person for thinking that. So, I'll see you tomorrow.